Subscribe for Reddit's controversial opinions. Old people learning internet safety is just as important as children learning internet safety. Older people should know that the internet has media bias, is predatory towards consumerism, and that there are not hot singles 2 miles away. You don't want mom or dad spending their will to some foreign scammer, so also save them for self-interest. 'Cause that's gonna be your money someday. Edit, thanks for the medals. My mum once got a message saying she won a holiday away. I always thought she had a little bit of sense, but she put her card details in and I had to tell her to cancel her card straight away when she told me. Edit, wow, my most upvoted comment is about my mum almost getting scammed. Old people read the fine print on a grocery store coupon but will give their ACCT number and SSN to basically anyone who calls/emails them saying they're from the IRS. I'll never understand it. I think is more important to teach old people internet safety, because you won't see a kid giving he a credit number to be able get those sweet Norwegian money, but an old guy. Yeah, they may fail for it, sadly. It is too easy to scam old people on internet, and they should know how to avoid it. I'd agree with this, as you would not believe how many times I have to fix my grandparents' computer because it was slow. In reality, they were just random clicking on anything. It got to the point where I bought a piece of refurbished equipment and put the various spyware/antivirus, good ones, on it to help them. However, a week after they called me to say the computer was slow again. I went to their house, and they installed Chrome, but it wasn't Chrome. They Googled Chrome, and the first thing that came up was spyware. I was curious how Malwarebytes didn't pick it up until I found out they disabled it. They can't figure out which Chrome is legit, but they can figure out how to disable Malwarebytes. I love them, but good lord. How is this an unpopular opinion? Of course, they should learn about safety on the internet. Not unpopular, more unnoticed, but I have to say unpopular then. AM62. I run all my browsers with AdBlock and uBlock, never log into any site without being connected through NordVPN first, never log in with or through Facebook or Google, and on several sites, I just turn off JavaScript completely. Needless to say, all of this baffles and frustrates my similarly aged girlfriend. No matter how many times I say, you can run securely or everything can work, your choice. The web has become a surveillance state's wet dream and a minefield for the rest of us. I'd like to see incentivized internet safety programs hosted by internet providers. They could give a small temporary discount to their customers for completing quick and easy internet security training. I'm sure it's beneficial to them anyway. Wrong sub, they have no excuse. They've been using the internet and personal computers longer than young children have been alive. I'm not saying you're wrong, but have you ever actually tried to teach older people anything about using the internet? The amount of them who think that their email is the whole of the internet, or that their computer is a Microsoft, or that literally everything that isn't their normal websites they visit is a virus. I'm not saying, of course, that they can't be taught, but it's such a tall order, and some are so far past ever understanding even a little bit of it, and the differences between email, internet, web browsers, their computer brand vs operating system, the desktop, start bar, all this shit we take for granted as obvious and basic to the functioning of a computer is fucking magic to them. It's easier to just not have them use the internet. My wife's grandpa just assumes everything online is a scam. Not every pop-up, or ad, or actual scam, no. I mean Amazon, Google, Yahoo, Reddit, the big names that are obviously legit businesses. It's all a scam because he can't take the time to understand and learn the difference, even though we've shown him multiple times, even though we bought him the computer to make sure it was a decent machine. I work as a computer tech as well. We have a lady who comes in and literally cries every single time she comes in because she doesn't know the stuff and does something small like deleting a link off her toolbar, a link to a Facebook page that is 100% accessible from her regular Facebook page. We tell her not to worry and that it's an easy fix every time, and yet she starts the waterworks every time. We have another one who can't keep their system clean and thinks we break it every time we look at it for them because they can't keep their tobacco leaves from their hand-rolled cigs away from the keyboard and fan intake or from spilling stuff on it. No, that's all our fault, even though we've repeatedly said you have to take care of it, and when it's not our fault it's happening, it must be Microsoft fucking with them or Dell. Getting them off the internet altogether is 100% the easier option. Kind of defeatist, I know, but goddamn, you'll go crazy trying to teach them how literally any of it works. I can't express how important this is. My best friend's grandfather, who I know very well, recently got caught up in a really sad scam situation. Him and his wife are ailing and are pretty much confined to their assisted living apartment space, and as a result they spend a lot of time on the internet and watching movies with each other. One day he responded to an email that requested his phone number for security purposes. I'm not sure whether it was the same scam or whether he just got put on a list and sold to scammers. But at any rate, he received a call at home from an apparent CRA agent and, in a state of complete confusion, anxiety, and fear, transferred $500 over to them to fix the apparent tax evasion issue before he got arrested. Anyways, as soon as his granddaughter found out, she told him it was a scam and he felt extremely embarrassed, saying how the man was so convincing and threatened to send police to his house. He was shocked to know that these people can do this all the way from India and was having trouble rationalizing that it wasn't a real person who worked for the CRA, since back in his day people would call if there was a security or debt issue. My friend didn't want to embarrass him further by sitting him down to explain how these people do this in a multitude of ways, and she was soon to regret this. A month later she walked in the door to visit with them to see her grandfather in a panicked state, shaking and clutching his credit card as he began to recite the numbers off the card. She snatched the card out of his hand and demanded he hand over the phone. It was the same scammer calling back, threatening to send police down to their apartment if they didn't pay $6,000. She said that when the scammer realized that he was talking to someone else he became desperate and enraged, but quickly lost steam after her relentless questioning and hung up. Her grandparents were not rich people, and he didn't have much retirement funds when he first retired, so the little money they had was spent sparingly. After she effectively told the scammer to **** off, she got her grandmother to log into the online banking to find that 16 transfers had been completed over the last month since the first scam. In total they had lost a combined amount of $14,000. She ended up having to take him in later that day for chest pains relating to his heart condition. If there were YouTube videos explaining this, it would be a helpful tool for retired folk to learn from, just like the Apple Store had classes for seniors on how to use their new devices. Not an unpopular opinion. Oh, an unpopular opinion that is completely aligned with my interests. If you are interested in teaching internet safety, CyberPatriot, a cybersecurity initiative that has a huge competition for high school students, just started the Cyber Generations program, which is a cybersecurity initiative geared towards the elderly. They also discuss common scams and internet threats. https://www.cyberpatriot. org/cybergenerations/cybergenerations overview, https://www.cyberpatriot. org/cybergenerations/cybergenerations overview. Before this came out, I actually wanted to write my own class for this. But even if this program is created, we need people to teach and spread the information. Can someone please make r/opinion, please? Sick of this kind of garbage polluting my popular. My only disagreement with you is that I don't think this is an unpopular opinion. Every one of the issues you mentioned are big risks for seniors online and are covered regularly in media like AARP magazine. I'm with you, there really should be free classes on this. They could have them at the library or go around to nursing homes with computer access for residents. How do we go about teaching people common software? If my parents knew everything I know about the internet, they would never ask me a question again. Is this really an unpopular opinion? Seems pretty logical to me. Not to be ageist, but good luck trying to tell a bunch of boomers that they don't know about something. I'm a volunteer teaching old people how to use tech, and its dangers. I couldn't agree more. Can't agree more. I'm a 911 dispatcher and we take calls every day of older people, younger too, who fall for the scam pop-ups and alike that ask for control of your computer to fix a virus, etc. Then they hold it hostage for cash or tell the gullible victim they need to pay for software or something. Very sad, some lose thousands. This along with all the phone scams from IRS, Social Security, etc. And that they're no hot singles 2 miles away. Oh, I cackled, grinning face with sweat. This isn't unpopular. I see this a lot at work because I work with a lot of middle-aged/elderly people, and while age is just a number, definitely applies to some of these people. Either you get an 80-year-old who has to tell everyone and their mom that they're 80 and acts like they're dying, or you get an 80-year-old who's fit, attentive, and is just going about their daily life. You also get the usual suspects who are terrified of robocallers and thinks the government is spying on them and all that junk. They have no idea that privacy is the price we pay for our technological society and have no idea how to keep themselves safe or how to ward off outsiders. They act like fire is bad, will only listen to things that substantiate their fears and anxieties.